In today's video, I'll be reviewing the Rotary engine compression tester, which you can get for less than 170 euros or $199. Is this the bang for buck that every Rx8 owner should have in their trunk? Let's find out. If you'll be interested in the compression tester, I'll leave a link in the description so you can easily find it. The idea behind this tester was to create a reliable tool that was also affordable to the point that there wouldn't be an excuse why Rx8 owners shouldn't have one in their car. Instructions on how to use it are printed on the tester itself with 6 easy to follow steps. Before we start testing the compression, we need to go for a ride so our engine gets nice and warm. Once the engine is warm, we can turn off the car, put it in gear and pull the e-brake. Before we jack it up, we have to release the lug nuts, but don't take them out yet. Next, it's time to jack up the front left side of the car. Once we reach our height, we need to put a jack stand under the metal bar just to be safe. With that done, it's time to remove the lug nuts and take out the wheel. For the next step, we have to cut fuel delivery so we don't accidentally start the car. The easiest and fastest way to do it is to remove the fuel pump relay by simply pulling it out. And we have to do the same thing with the fuel pump fuse. On the back side of the cover, you'll find these plastic pliers that will help you to pull out the fuse with ease. With the fuse and relay out, it's time to prepare the ratchet. For the next step, we'll need a ratchet extension that is at least 50 centimeters long, a swivel joint that can be also already incorporated in the extension, and a 21mm deep socket. We're gonna test the compression by removing the leading spark plugs, which are these two at the bottom. Starting with the rear one, twist and pull out the wire. Using your extended socket, unscrew the spark plug until it's nice and soft. After that, unscrew it with your hand and take it out. Next, we need to disconnect the tester's connector so we can screw the sensor inside the spark plug hole. Screw the sensor in until it's nice and snug. Once in, we can reconnect the connector to the sensor just like that. Next, it's time to put the car in neutral and leave the handbrake on. Next, press on the gas pedal and keep your foot down. Now it's finally time to turn on the tester. Wait for the message that says that we can start cranking the engine. After that, we need to turn the key and hold it until we see results on the tester. Alright, so these are the results of the first round. Not bad, I thought my compression was slightly worse, but let's make 2 more rounds so we have multiple results to compare. Starting the second round on the rear rotor. Alright, so the results vary a bit, but they are pretty close to the first try, so far so good. Starting with the third round. The results of the third round look pretty even and they do not vary that much from the first 2 rounds. So I think that we can conclude that the compression of my rear rotor is around 8.4 bar and the normalized result is 8.7 bar, which is pretty outstanding. Next up, we have to disconnect the connector from the sensor. Unscrew the sensor and carefully take it out. Screw back in the spark plug that we took out and then tighten it with the ratchet until it's nice and snug. When done, we can put back the wire until it clicks in place. Next, it's time to pull out the front rotor's leading spark plug wire. Unscrew the spark plug with your ratchet extension just to get it loose and then unscrew it with your hand and take it out. Screw in the sensor with your hand until it's nice and snug. When done, you can plug in the connector. Alright, front rotor compression test, first run. Slightly lower results compared to the rear rotor, but still not that low. We can see that the number is slightly higher on one face of the rotor and pretty even on the other 2 faces. Front rotor, second run. Okay, the results are not that far off and still maintain a compression around 7.9 bar, which is pretty good. Front rotor, third run. Well, here we have it. We can see that the front rotor has an average normalized compression of 7.9 bar. With the rear rotor averaging 8.7 bar normalized, we can see that I have almost 1 bar of difference between the front and the rear rotor. The upside is that the compression is really good. Having compression around 8 bar is almost as good as you can get with a used Rx8, especially if you're interested in buying one. With that said, disconnect the connector, unscrew the sensor, screw the spark plug back in and tighten it with your ratchet until it's nice and snug. Push the spark plug wire on the spark plug until it clicks in place. Next, we need to put back the fuel pump relay by simply pushing it in place. Do the same thing with the fuel pump fuse. With that done, secure the fuse cover in place. Next up, put the front wheel back on and screw in the nuts. Take the jack stand out and start lowering the car. Once done, remove the jack stand and start securing the lug nuts in place with a cross wrench so that they are nice and secure. After that, take your Rx8 for a spin to check if everything works normally. In conclusion, the Rotary compression tester is definitely easy to use and understand, gives realistic results, and also provides multiple values for you to compare. With compression being a vital player in owning an Rx8, as it tells you how much life there is left in your engine, I would say that for the price, this compression tester is a must for every Rx8 owner. As always, I'll put a link to the tester in the description and also in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and check out more Rx8 videos on my channel.